today we're bringing you this episode of Bike Channel from the NEC at, yes, it's that time of year again. It is the Motorcycle Live Show 2011.
And it's Saturday morning, the show has just opened, and as you can see there are thousands upon thousands of people here and all the manufacturers are out in force. To be honest with you, there's so much going on, I don't think me and Susie could cover it by ourselves. So we've got some glamorous helpers and we've got another glamorous helper here, the legend that is Mr. Steve Ferry.
Really?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. I'm a bit weary. I've been in France all week on a car rally, would you believe? And I think I've had about 5 hours sleep in 5 days. But I'm glad to be here. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah, man. 4 wheels, though, to 2 wheels. That's what this is all about. And what are you looking forward to checking out here?
Well, I am, of course, a total biking slut and will ride anything. Motocross trials, enduro, custom, cafe racer, street tracker, flat tracker, scooter. Lambretta are back. My youth reborn. But really, my thing these days, classic British bikes, between the wars stuff I'm particularly interested in, and then the new breed of modified bikes, the calf racers, the street trackers, the bobbers, not so much choppers. It's interesting, there's been a real shift in the last few years. A Monster Garage, American chopper, forget it, it's history. Yeah. It's British custom bikes that are coming to the fore. So of course, the Carol Nash Britain's Got Biking Talent Show, it's where I've gone straight to, because a couple of mates of mine have got bikes in the competition. I think they're really well placed to win it as well.
Awesome, man. And Susie, what are you going to be checking out here at the show today?
Do you know what? I'm really excited about all the motocross stuff. And in fact, I think we've got a little bit of a challenge later on as well on a motocross track.
I'm so going to get beaten.
Yamaha, but I'm really excited about the motocross stuff, off-road, and also some of the urban biker gear as well, you know, so... Yeah.
You are quite fashionable, you like that kind of thing, you want to check it out. Typical, you know, female obviously, and I'm personally interested in the sports bikes and the road bikes. You've got the Ducati 1199 making its debut in the UK here today, the Unveiled Brutale 675, finally a challenger to the Triumph Street Triple R. In fact, there's so much here, we should go check it out.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The Yamaha R1 is such a great bike, such a balanced bike. No weaknesses. It makes my job pretty easy.
Okay, so at the Yamaha stand, one of the big bikes on show is the brand new R1 for 2012. It is obviously just won the British Superbike Championship at the hands of the legend that is Tommy Hill, and I've got Simon, the marketing manager from Yamaha UK, to talk us through the changes, because what's new with this bike this year?
Well, it's been pretty much revised, not from the ground up, but in this market, you need to have more technical aspects to your product. Yeah. So the first is the front end. That's been changed. It's now much more aerodynamic. It's got LED lights on the front, which make it very attractive. They're day running lights, so perfect for being spotted, but also aesthetically pleasing. It has a new handlebar crown which replicates that of the M1. This particular motorcycle is a limited edition, so any of the anniversary bikes that you buy will be in these colours, are to celebrate the 50 years of racing.
And it looks amazing, it's got to be said.
It looks thoroughly amazing.
It goes with the shirt too.
Yeah, it's strange that. But they're numbered as well, so and you get a pack with it free of charge to celebrate the fact that you've bought an anniversary bike. But moving back to the bike, one of the really significant changes is the traction control. It's a 6-level traction control where level 6 is absolutely wheels in line. There will be no slippage at all. To 1 where you get very limited input from the traction control.
Obviously, big question price-wise, Simon.
Well, the 2009 model was 13,399. This bike has been reduced to be more competitive within its marketplace to 12,999. For the anniversary colours, it's a premium colour, limited edition, and therefore it's 12,999. The standard version I'm talking in terms of colour. Standard 2012 is going to be 11,999.
£2,000 cheaper, effectively. That's not bad. When prices are going up, inflation and everything else, you've knocked £2,000 off the bike.
It's a combination of worldwide costs reduction.
Yeah.
We know that we have to be competitive in whatever marketplace that we participate in, and this is as I say, the result of some major reworks.
And because of that cross-plane crank, I bet you it still howls like a banshee. I love this bike, and I can't wait to get on one soon, mate.
Well, can be arranged.
Can I take that one? I'll take Tommy's.
Well, this is what I found. I'm on the Britain's Got Biking Talent part of the Carol Nash insurance stand, and it's usually at this point that I pretend that I don't know the guy that I'm about to interview, but it just so happens that the person that won it this year is a mate of mine. Nick, you are a mate of mine, aren't you?
Yes, we are friends, Steve.
Good, because I don't know anybody else that was in the competition. Tell us about the bike that won.
1942 Harley Davidson WRC. Bought it in a barn 10 years ago in Devon.
How did you find it? I mean, you say it was in a barn in Devon, but I happen to know that you're from North London, so you wouldn't have just chanced across it.
My aunt lived in Devon, and there was a few whispers going round. I should go and look at this piece of rubbish in the barn. So I did. When I saw it, I made him a very sensible offer, which he accepted, and I got it back to London before he could change his mind.
I think a lot of people would be used to the sort of bikes, the spectacular choppers, basically, that you build. One thing that's very interesting about this is that there isn't a single bike with extended forks in the final of this competition. But what you usually do is to do different things, isn't it? You don't just do one kind of bike.
No, we don't. I mean, this is very far removed from our normal stuff, but to us, bikes are bikes. We're actually building, as you say, a long fork chopper at the moment to sit alongside this next year, just to try and show totally different styles and versatility. But a bike's a bike. That's my own little toy.
They are actually rubbish to ride. The last time I rode a WLC, Ronnie O'Sullivan backed his BMW M3 into it. It was a very odd day all round. But come on, mate, they're rubbish to ride. The soldiers, the GIs that rode them in the war, what have you done to make it better to ride?
Nothing. Well, I do have to say, when every one of my staff has gone out on this and come back and all the boys have had a ride, they've all come back and gone, I'll tell you what, if I was sitting in a field being shelled, I'd throw it over and leg it. It's got to be easier than trying to get away on that thing.
Well done. Can I have a go on it?
No.
Typical.
I've seen you ride.
He has.
See, they just about let anyone into the bike show nowadays. We've got Tommy Hill, a British Superbike champion and friend of the show, mate. How are you? You all right?
Okay, yeah, a little riff-raff him. I didn't need my ID to get in here today, so it's good to be back here at the show.
Yeah, man, you actually made an effort when you come on the show. You're in your motocross gear, had the dog in the van. I take it he's at home today.
That was Bike Channel, last-minute phone call, calling me up. I had my dog in my van, covering the seats in muck, and my motocross bike in the back. So, yeah, dressed up today, got my aftershave on and stuff. But it's good to be back at the bike show. The year goes pretty quick on the racing side, and coming back here and then everyone's keep asking me about the last lap, so everyone's putting their heart back in their chest and just really asking me how I felt riding the bike on that last lap and providing what people are saying one of the best races in history. So it's fantastic.
It was pretty good, mate. It's got to be said. Me and Suzy are racing on the off-road track later, and it might match that, I think. That might be the best race in history, but, I think yours is pretty good. In fact, that's the bike behind us, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's just still cooling down now, actually, from that race.
Is it me, or is it a little bit longer than it should be? About 0.005 seconds?
Yeah, it's actually, I think if you go to the Suzuki, it's the rake on it, it's actually, 6/10 of a second further back. So that's what won us the championship, actually, the fork rake.
Go, gadget extending
Exactly.
forks, mate. But so what exactly do you do at the bike show? I mean, are you just here to chat to people and mingle and, and show off your trophy and stuff?
Just walk around, try and unhook a few bikes and wheel them out of the showroom, and put them on the back of the van. No, we're here for Yamaha. I'm still contracted for Yamaha, so not signed for them yet, but just a few things in the pipeline, and this year it's more political than ever, just getting a few bits and pieces sorted out. And I'm here for 3 days, so Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Done a bit of PR, also here for Shoei and a few other sponsors, but yeah, it's good to be back here and talk to people.
So you can't tell us what's happening next year yet, it's not cemented?
No, it's not. I might just go classic racing, actually, go and enjoy it a bit, or go and do a bit of motocrossing.
Yeah, I heard BMX is quite big this year, mate.
Skateboarding, something completely different. Put a big twist to it.
Well, listen, man, I'm going to let you get back to adoring fans. They all want to take your picture. I thought they wanted my picture, but it turns out it's you for some reason. I know. Tommy who? One of the big themes for this year's show has been adventure bikes. They seem to be all the rage, and the one that I think most people are excited about seeing at Motorcycle Live 2011 is the brand new Triumph Explorer. And we've got someone from here from Triumph to talk us through it. Steve, mate, it looks incredible. It's the second largest triple engine you've ever made. Talk us through the bike a little bit.
It is, yeah. It's well, last year we brought out the 800 version of the Tiger, which has been market leader in that class, the middle-sized bike. It's far and away in the UK market being the best seller. So we want to make the most of that. We've always planned to have a full-size adventure touring bike, which the Tiger Explorer is. 1215 cc's, 3-cylinder engine, 137 brake horsepower, shaft drive as well. So it's as well in common with the Rocket. It's our first shaft drive for this type of bike, which for adventure bikes is what people are after. They want something minimal maintenance, 10,000 mile service interval in this bike, so it's one of the longest service intervals as well. So all around we're hoping it's something that'll tick all the boxes for people who've been buying adventure bikes.
And am I right on the price? It's coming in at about 10,995, is that right?
We haven't announced the price, but ballpark that's not far off. It'll be under 11.5 anyway.
It's not bad for a 1200cc tour adventure bike that you can pretty much go anywhere on, can't you?
You can, and as well as that, it comes very highly specified as standard. It's got ABS as standard, it's got traction control, it's even got cruise control as standard, which none of the other bikes in this class have, even as an option. So you're getting a lot for your money with this bike.
That's pretty sweet, and I take it's been getting a lot of interest at the show the last couple of days.
It has, and even before the shows we got a long deposit list already for the bike, and this is the first time people have seen it in the UK. We've got a couple of hundred deposits waiting to go. The bike should be available for test ride in dealerships around March, and at the minute with our deposit list we're probably looking at customer deliveries April, May time.
Brilliant, so if you want to go adventuring you can do so, test ride it in March, get it delivered in April, May. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Now, Simon, I live in the city. I'm a bit of a scooter girl. I love my scooters. So what's new in the world of scooters for Yamaha?
Well, actually, this 530cc T-Max is a development of the famous T-Max, Yamaha T-Max, which is over the last 11 years, the market was 180,000 units of this. 115,000 of those were sold in Italy. Massive, massive market. Here, it's increasing. You know, it's a new mode of transport. Not necessarily for the novice, but particularly for people maybe that are tired of sports bikes or any other kind of motorcycle, geared motorcycle. 530cc, over 100 miles an hour, cavernous seat. I mean, it's perfect.
Okay, so Simon, a bit more of a typical scooter compared to the T-Max. The Xenta 125, have I pronounced that correctly?
That's pretty spot on, yes. This is going to appeal probably more to the female market, you know, specifically in this colour, but of course there are other colours available. This is a high wheel scooter, so a bigger wheel, a bit more stable, and this one for the price is yet to be announced, but it's going to be sort of under £3,000. Comes with a top box and a screen, so it's pretty good value. Potentially, probably 100 miles to the gallon, something like that. Low insurance, low tax, so you know it's a good option for maybe getting rid of that third car. Yeah,
that's what I love about 125s. You're talking about a £5 to fill up the tank as well, aren't you? So very economical. And talking about economical, you've got another new scooter, haven't you? Or a moped, should I call it?
Oh yes, the ECO 3. That is now available in Europe, and we're now getting stock for ready for sale in the UK. It's electric, so it's no tax. You can get into London or anywhere you like without any sort of charges. So it's very, very economical. It's equivalent to 50cc, so it's sort of 30 miles an hour, and you can ride it on a car license. If that criteria suits you.
Shall we go and have a little look?
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
So as you can see, this place is absolutely heaving, and it is massive. The only problem I have, apart from getting distracted by all the amazing bikes, is trying to keep hold of Suzy. She's gone somewhere. We definitely need her for part 2, so I better go finding her. Suzy who? I'll be back in a bit. Welcome back to the Bike Channel then. Here we are at Motorcycle Live, and trying to find Suzy during the break just didn't happen. She's off somewhere having fun and gallivanting, but not to worry, because we are here now at the Ducati stand. It's possibly the busiest stand of the whole show, and I'm going to go in there amongst all the masses of milling people and try and find Al from Ducati to talk us through what's new for them in 2012. If there's one bike that everyone has come here to see at Motorcycle Live, it has got to be this, the Ducati 1199 Panigale. Wow, look at it. It's the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen on two wheels. And I'm not just saying that because I've got Al from Ducati with me, mate. Lovely to have you on the show.
Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you.
It's a bit special, this, isn't it?
It is very special. I mean, it's a completely, well, everything you see is completely new.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that's been taken from the 1198 at all. It's a new engine, new chassis, new electronics. Every single thing is new about it. I mean, when they decided that they wanted to produce a new superbike, they started with a clean sheet of paper. Basically, they wanted to make it 25 horsepower more. They wanted to make it 10 kilograms lighter, and the only way they could do that was to start completely from fresh.
So completely redesigned engine, say 195 brake horsepower as well, £15,000, and this one is obviously a bit of a special edition one, isn't it? It's a little bit more, it's about 24,000 hours, right? But it has to be the sexiest bike I think I've ever seen, and I just love the suspension. I don't know if you can check that out. I mean, it's obviously the pinnacle of what Ducati have on their range at the moment, and it just seems spectacular.
Yeah, it is spectacular. I mean, one of the main things about the S version is the electronic suspension, which, you know, basically whichever, you've got different modes. You've got a race mode, a sport mode, and a wet mode. And not only will it adjust the power, but it also adjusts the suspension electronically according to what kind of riding you're doing. It's very, very clever. Not only does it adjust the electronic suspension, but it adjusts the traction control, the engine braking. It's also got ABS front and rear as well. I mean, the list goes on.
I mean, you're talking proper MotoGP technology in this bike as well.
A lot of technology has been taken from MotoGP. I mean, the traction control has been taken from that. A lot of, you know, Ducati Corsa has been involved from a very early stage.
Okay, I suppose there's only really one question left to ask, and that's when can I pick up mine, mate?
I think you need to join a very long queue.
Yeah, there are so many people I've just seen hanging around this bike. Have you sold quite a few, would you say, at the show?
Yes, we've had a lot of interest, and I know that the dealers straight after Milan took a lot of deposits, and there's quite a few people ready to put their deposits down, just wait and see the bike here.
To me, it is one of the sexiest things I've ever seen, and it's definitely the star of the show. So, Al, thanks so much, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
So, Simon, here it is, the EC03. So we've talked a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit more about the battery and how you keep it going.
Well, it takes about 7 hours to charge the battery. It costs about 25p to do that, which is, you know, nice and cheap. It'll go for about probably a maximum of 20 miles on one charge. So if you work within 10 miles of home, absolutely perfect. Go there, come back, charge up overnight, go there, come back, and it costs nothing.
And it looks cute, really cute. So do you think that maybe I can have a little go on this?
Well, it just so happens that the get-on zone is ECO3'd up. So you've got 6 bikes over there for you to try.
Brilliant. Right, I'm just going to pop over there, then have a little go on the ECO3. Thank you very much, Simon.
Now, we all know how important rubber is on your back wheel and front wheel, I suppose, when it comes to riding. I've got Gary, the technical manager here from Bridgestone, and they've got a brand new tyre out this year, the S20, replacing the old sports tyre.
Yeah, replacing the BT16 Pro. Obviously, we're here for the duration of the show to promote the S20. It does replace the BT16 Pro. It's got all sorts of MotoGP technology, hence the reason that we've got them next to Jorge Lorenzo's bike. All hosts of chemicals and all sorts in the compounds to try and make the tyres grippier, last longer, better in the wet than any other tyre that we've had in the past.
Okay, so what is so special about this tyre? How has the technology come together? I mean, what is your selling point, should we say? Why should I buy it, in other words?
I think you should buy it, A, because it's a Bridgestone, and B, it's got all the technology that we have from MotoGP. And I'm sure we all watch MotoGP. and we can all see that, that the tyres at the end of the races, they're lapping as fast at the end of the race as they are at the beginning of the race. So the durability of the product which you're going to have on the road is going to be as good after 7,000 or 8,000 miles as it is at the beginning of its tyre's life.
So this is literally MotoGP rubber that you can buy for your bike on the road?
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is, obviously with cuts in it, but that's exactly what it is.
Brilliant, thank you very much, Gary.
You're very welcome.
We've just got Doug here who stopped us as I was walking past. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, mate. Not too bad.
Now, you mentioned that you're a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
It's Suzy you like, not me, though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
She brings the glamour and the skill and the personality. But you actually was watching the Weedy School episode the other day, and you went out and bought something, didn't you?
Yeah, bought a quad, just to sort of muck about on.
Because it looked like we're having so much fun on them.
Yeah, road legal one.
To be fair, mate, if I can pop a wheelie in one of those, I'm sure you'll be able to. You saw how rubbish I was.
I'll get the hang of it one day.
Do you reckon you could beat Suzy, though, because she was a bit good?
Yeah. Ask me next year.
Go home and practice. Listen, I'm still living down the fact I lost to her, and I've got a challenge with her later at the off-road school. Do you reckon I'm going to win that one?
No.
Yeah, all right. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Right, now Luke, I've managed to blag us a go on the EC03, the Eco Warrior by Yamaha on the Get-On stand. You up for it?
I've never ridden an electric bike before. I'm a little bit intimidated. I feel a little bit dirty, like I'm leaving my petrol engines behind and they're going to miss me. But do you know what? Everything's worth a go once, isn't it?
Exactly.
I want to try it. Let's embrace the future.
Go.
A little bit throttle, a bit more, a bit more.
It's really surreal because there's just no noise. The power delivery is so different because you're not obviously got engine, pistons and everything else. It's really smooth. It's just strange because you're silent running. Now, a bike we love at Bike Channel is the Triumph Street Triple R. It's got everything you really want in that 600 performance with a triple engine, but it's got a big rival coming out with an incredibly advanced electronics package, more power, it's lighter, and it's only £400 more. And at the MV Agusta stand, we've got Dave here who's going to talk us through the Brutale 675. I'm very excited about this bike. It's a little bit special, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This is the new Brutale 675, which will be available in the country from April next year. Basically, it's going to have about 115 brake horsepower, slightly more mid-range than we think than the Triumph at the moment. Price just very, very close to it as well. At the moment, it's just going to be the standard version of it that's going to be available. But I think that there may be a special edition coming as well later on, as we have in the F3 over here as well. So
well, actually, that's another bike that people are very, very excited about. Obviously, this is the same engine as the F3, slightly retuned, and I think this will be an absolute beast on the road. But we've got a Serie Oro F3 over there. Should we go check that out? So a bike I'm very excited about, especially I think could revolutionise a bit the Supersport 600s market, is the MV Agusta F3. Now, we've got one behind us. I'm not going to lie, this is a bit of a cheat because this is a £20,000 special edition Serie Oro.
Yeah, there is only 200 of this particular bike going to be produced worldwide. In the UK market, we've actually sold 7 of these particular bikes now. We took orders for 2 yesterday. And I don't think we can get any more now from the factory. I think there may be a couple left, but which I think are going to Japan, apparently, of all places. So,
but you can get the standard one, and that comes in at half price in it, so it's about £10,000.
The standard one is going to be $9,999 on the road. Basically, the differences will be it just won't have the different coloured wheels, slightly different suspension, and engine, everything else will be absolutely the same. There won't be anything different at all.
So December time, £10,000.
December for the standard one, and February for the standard actual bike. It will come through then.
Not long to wait for your F3. Maybe you can put it on your Santa's stocking list. Right then, I'm in amongst the stalls near the Yamaha Off-Road Centre here at Motorcycle Live, and I've run into a man called Bear, or aka Gary, from Orange and Black Motorcycle Tours, the official Harley Davidson tour operator for America. Is that right?
That is correct. Yep, we are.
Now, the reason I thought I'd come chat with you is we're actually going to be coming out with you and doing a bit of Route 66 shenanigans, I believe, next year.
Yeah, we're going to go out from what you say and what you want to do. We're going to go out. We're going to do a bit of Route 66. We're going to do a few other things too. Maybe take you guys out, take you shooting, see if you guys can hit a target. Take you out and show you the real America, show you what it's really like over there.
I'm so looking forward to it. Little things like I reckon I probably could actually win a challenge with Suzy, my co-presenter, for once, by getting us to maybe do a big eating challenge while we're out there. Some good food out there, would you say?
Oh, there's some excellent food. There's some real good food. There's good food and lots of it. And I think I know of a few places there where we could get you guys in the challenge and see who can eat the most.
See, this sounds perfect. So good food, motorcycles, nice weather, doesn't get any better, and guns.
Oh yeah, we're going to go shooting, we're going to have a good time. So we'll show you guys a real good time over there.
Bring on next year. Right then, Suzy, you were over the Yamaha stand earlier and they told us about this, the Yamaha off-road experience. And I feel a bit of a challenge coming on. Me and you on these Yamaha bikes out there. You reckon?
Who's this guy?
Well, luckily for me, because you beat me last time in the wheelie challenge, I thought I'd bring along some help this time. So I roped in a certain Tommy Hill, who, you know, you like a bit of motocross, don't you?
Yeah, I heard the bikes and I thought I'd come over and try and give you a run for your money and stuff you in a few berms, hopefully.
Have you got a bit of an unfair disadvantage then? You're using Tommy to try and win this challenge?
Yeah, and kick her off at any opportunity you get. And would you like to judge it for us, Tommy?
Yeah, of course you will. I'll have a ride around and see what's going on and hopefully I can keep up with you two as it goes anyway. So
yeah.
I hope you're pretty handy.
Let's do it. Well, that was a lot of fun. It was quite hard work, quite hot, sweaty. My hands are all cramped up. But one thing I should point out, Tommy, I asked you to give us a hand in that. I didn't mean actually knock Suzy off her bike.
I gave you a hand as in just tried to show you where the lines were, but obviously you were on the wrong line. That's why you got cut off the track. Did you crash? I'm sure
No, it wasn't. I didn't crash. I never crashed. She did though. I saw you go down, and anyone would think that was...
you were so close. I don't know. And I find them quite hard to. It's quite heavy,
yeah, it's quite
they?
a tight track and stuff, but it's
yeah.
perfect for like everyone having a go on a Yamaha today. It's ideal, you know, have a bit of a ride around. It's pretty tight, but it's all good fun. But I reckon you're definitely the best one out there.
Oh, well, that's not. I've never done it.
He's no good. Wrong lines, wrong gears, no good. He's sacked.
Motocross is physically exhausting, is it? I mean, that's a tiny track, 10 minutes out on a motocross bike. We're both pooped.
Okay, yes, you may be tired, but you won. I'm a loser again. I've lost to a woman once more. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I even paid Tommy 20 quid to knock you off and let me win. He did the first part. It was brilliant. Kicked you, knocked you off, and then unfortunately you overtook me twice and were much better than me.
And I won.
I'm a loser.
He is a loser.
Not afraid to admit it, but do you know who the winners are today? Man, everyone that's been here at the bike show.
You're so cheesy. We've been really impressed though with the stands and the quality of the stands. It's been amazing, hasn't it?
It has been brilliant. I've seen so many people here, loads of young people as well, which is always good. And what's been brilliant is loads of people coming up and recognising us.
I know. So thank you for that.
Recognising you, they thought I was Jason Donovan.
Yeah, somebody actually came up to him and said, "Are you Jason Donovan?"
Anyway, if you want to check out all the rest of the bike show stuff, obviously we can't fit it all in this show. Head to bikechannel.com for everything. And if you've got any feedback or you've got any ideas for things you want to see us do or bikes to review, facebook.com/bikechannel.
Yep, or you can follow us on Twitter @bikechannel or at Suzy M. Taylor.
She always plugs herself. Motorcycle Luke is mine. Right, I think it's time for me to go back out there and get a bit more practice because do you know what?
Yeah, you need
I'm a loser and I'm probably going to go and cry into my goggles.
All right, then go on.